My next guest, or my first guest rather, has been performing and singing since she was 7 years old. What were you guys doing at 7 years old? She was performing. And these days, she's a vocal coach. She performs all over the place, overseas as well. And she's even got a music business management background. She's on the line. We just heard her song, You Gotta Touch It. It's Sandra Tia. She's right here. Hello, Sandra. Good evening to you.
Hello, James, and thanks for having me on your show.
Hey, not a problem. It's always great to catch up. What's been going on? Because you got this new track out, You Gotta Touch It. By the way, where did you get this title? Because I can't help but say it in a very creepy way.
Well, to be honest with you, I actually co-wrote that song with a singer-songwriter, Johnson Peters.
Yep.
And he came up with the sort of the riff and the catch to that song, and then we kind of sat down together and put the lyrics to it, and yeah, You've Got to Touch It. I don't know where he came up with that one from, and then it just grew from there. It kind of can sound a bit cheeky, but it's not.
So
that's what's been happening, and it's always nerve-wracking to let new music out into the public, but I've had a great response.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very catchy tune, and congratulations on the new track, by the way. But listen, before we talk about your new stuff that's coming out, let's take the listeners back just a little bit. You sing in Italian as well. You're an Italo-Australian singer. Now, some of your music has hit number 8 spot on Hit Italia request radio program. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. So some of the radio stations in Italy picked up the song, and one in particular, that Hit Italia that you just mentioned. It's kind of like a rating show by the public vote, and yeah, it went right up to number 8, which was pretty crazy. And I didn't think I had any sort of following, but obviously the song did well, and yeah, now they're playing You Gotta Touch It as well. So it's been pretty good.
once your music, in Europe hits, an 8th spot, you just bring them direct, don't you? You just send them stuff. You go, got a new track, play it. Is that what they do?
Pretty much. They've been. Look, it's not that easy. It's obviously got to be a good song, but I've sent it to them and they've liked it, so it's been great, and they've been very supportive of all my new stuff. So yeah, I can't complain really. I actually went over there last year and performed one of my other songs got remixed by an Italian DJ, so I went over there to launch it, which was pretty amazing, and yeah, so that was a very big experience for me.
So Sandra Tia, do you like performing more so your music using your ethnic background, or is it always are your albums always a combination of both English and Italian?
I've always had a combination of both. There's just something about singing in Italian that I just absolutely love. I think the Italian words, for me, just have a little bit more meaning. I don't know whether it's the way they're said or what. I just have a real connection with singing in Italian. But, of course, I'm Australian, so there's always that there as well in the English, which I absolutely love as well. Anything to do with singing is fantastic for me.
And obviously when your singles hit the big time in Europe, or in Italy specifically, you'd get paid in cash. So that's always a bonus for the taxman.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that live on the air. Have all the tax department after you. Good on you.
No, I'm a long way from making a living just off those couple of songs.
Hey, but you know what?
It's more a passion than anything.
You've been a musical performer for a long time. I mentioned since the age of 7, and now you're 64, and that's. Sorry, 54. You've been in the industry for a long time, and you did mention that this track, You Gotta Touch It, is a collaboration with John St. Peters, and John St. Peters is a wonderful, huge name in Australia in the musical, musical industry. And this isn't your first time you've collaborated with John St. Peters.
No, my debut single, Talk to My Heart, was actually written by Johnson Peters and Michael Cristiano, who's another fantastic musician and songwriter. Mm-hmm. So I was lucky enough to have that song written for me, and yeah, that's the one that had all the success in Italy, and of course a lot of the community radio stations here in Australia were very supportive, not just in Victoria but across Australia. So yeah, that was a really great song. It's a Euro dance kind of track. And yeah.
I think you were going to be the one to bring back Glowsticks.
Come on, James.
Come on, get into it.
So like glow stick necklaces and stuff.
Yeah, just like back in the Heat nightclub days.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Heat nightclub, some memories there.
We don't talk about that. So what's going on with You Got to Touch It right now? You're sending this out to all the radio stations across the world, and but are you also going? Is this part of an album as well, a new album?
Just a single at the moment. I'm thinking of releasing an EP, so it's kind of an in-between version of a single and an album, so I'd probably have about 4 or 5 songs on there, but nothing concrete just yet. But I am actually, if I can mention it, am part of a big show actually in July. It's called Very Woggy Christmas.
Yeah, I've got it down here with along with Gabriel Rossi and George Capanaris, and it's the Big Woggy Christmas in July. It's just a couple of shows, isn't it?
Yes, well, I'm only singing at the Saturday night show, but no doubt both nights will be fantastic.
Give us a little plug, because people can catch you there live, and they can also have a good laugh with Gab Rossi and George.
Yeah. Well, it's a Very Woggy Christmas in July, and it's, as you said, starring George Capanaris, Gabriel Rossi, and also Mr. Magic Man, Anthony DeMasi. And that's Saturday, July 26th at the Furland Club in Thornbury.
Yep.
And tickets are available from Mondo Music, which is number 50 Lygon Street, East Brunswick.
That's right.
Or you can call them on 9388. 1128.
They've moved location. Good old Mondo Music. So they're not in the heart of Lygon Street anymore, but still on Lygon, just East Brunswick end.
Yeah, a bit further down. Yeah. So that's going to be a great night. I'm very excited to perform with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They're, I myself did some stuff with Gab Rossi for the comedy festival, and whenever these kinds of names are involved, it's always a great turnout and always a great atmosphere to be involed with them. So with how can people get their hands on You Got to Touch It? Pardon the pun.
Nice one. You Got to Touch It is available on iTunes. So if you type in Sandra Tia, that'll come up. Or if you're old school like me and still like the CD versions, you can shoot me off an email to info@sandratia.com.
You've still got CDs.
Yeah, come on, you've got to have a CD.
You know what? You're absolutely right about this. Like the music industry has changed so much. I asked another musician this when I was interviewing them recently, but I'm going to ask you as well. Is there still room for CDs? Everything's on iTunes. I mean, and you can also just release yourself independently on iTunes.
Of course you can, yeah. Look, for me, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like I've actually released a song unless I've got the hard copy in my hands. Even if it's in my iPod or on my iPod or whatever, it just doesn't feel the same. I need that hard copy. And look, it has faded out massively, but I think everyone kind of needs a hard copy of it in some form. Like, there was cassettes, there's CDs. Obviously now it's all going online, but
it's a tangible thing.
All being,
it's like it really makes you a proper fan when you've got someone's CD. Because and plus the iTunes tracks. I mean, they're so cheap. Any iTunes track is so cheap. But
exactly,
when obviously you're paying a little bit more for a CD, but you've given. You've supported the artist in a big way by purchasing the CD. Do you miss CD singles? I do.
I do, big time.
And you used to get the instrumental, and you used to get the radio edit, the long edit. I loved CD singles.
Yeah, I know, and it's a shame that it's massively faded out, but I don't know, I guess because the times and
God didn't really give a shit about the other songs, just wanted the popular one. You had those groups that would come out. It was like when Ricky Martin came out with Maria. I was like, I only want Maria. I don't care about his other songs.
Well, my mum used to buy the album, so then I'd just play the ones I like on repeat anyway, so I may as well have just had the single.
And will you be releasing anything back on vinyl? Because vinyl's back in with the DJs.
It is back in.
I don't think vinyl's ever left, to be honest.
No, you're right. Especially with the DJs, it's huge. Like, I've still got my parents' vinyls that I get out every now and then.
But what do you got there? Mario Lanza or something?
Like rock and roll.
What do you got there? Burt Bacharach.
My time, James. Yeah, no, we've got a bit of Michael Jackson and stuff, but then the rest
good.
I don't really know who they are. But
I've actually got on vinyl, I've got Thriller on vinyl. Michael Jackson's
wow.
Thriller on vinyl, and I had a Jackson 5 album on vinyl as well with all the
you won't ever get
ABC
rid
and
of
all that.
that.
No,
Yeah.
no, they should find out how much they're worth, especially now that one's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. There we go. Everyone else is cashing in on his death. Why can't I?
Yeah, apparently he's bringing out a new.
Yeah, I heard. I heard a new Michael Jackson song came out.
Yeah,
and I'm like, how is he doing this from the grave? This guy is unstoppable. This guy is unbelievable.
It's pretty freaky. I don't know whether I could listen to that.
All that hidden music.
Yeah, there you go.
That wasn't coming out yet. But listen, we're not here to talk Michael Jackson. We're here to talk about you. It's fantastic. Congratulations on this new single. You Got to Touch. It's a very catchy tune. We're going to play it a lot more here through the months on the Bash Radio Show. And wish you all the best. So don't forget, you can go and catch Sandra Tia at a very woggy Christmas in July. That's at the Furland Club in Thornbury. And can people add you on Facebook? Because, Facebook's the way to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just type in Sandra Tier and add me or like my page, either way.
And do you, if they want a demo on Skype, will you, just sing to them directly or just, clothed on?
Yeah.
Preferably,
I charge about $200 a minute, but no, I'm joking.
A minute of music for $200. And by the way, before we let you go, Sandra Tia, just quickly, your vocal coaching for anyone that they might have kids or adults that are into the singing and want a bit of. How does that work? Does that work through a company? You do that privately?
Yeah, I actually have a music school called Freedom to Music. So if anyone is interested in vocal lessons, you can call 0431 758 131 and give us a call and we can definitely organise something there.
Okay, lovely. And if
for beginners or advanced or
can anyone sing? Can
anyone sing?
Yeah, can
anyone
anyone
always
sing?
asks me that. Everyone can sing, whether you can sing well or
that's
tune
the category I fall under. Oh yeah, I can sing. How well I can sing is another question.
Great acoustics in the shower though.
Yeah, I see. Well, there's a lot of reverb in the shower.
Say what? Sorry.
But there's a lot of reverb in the shower.
Yeah, and that's why it sounds fantastic.
Look, if anyone's interested in vocal coaching or has some kids that love singing and they want some great experience vocally, you can get in touch with Sandra Tia. And if you missed that number, that's cool. Just get in touch with us through Facebook on the Bash Radio Show, and we can pass on all the details. Of course, Mother's Day's coming up. What's going on there? Are you going to be singing a special mother? Do you use your talent to get out of buying presents?
No, I think my mum's had enough of listening to me sing, to be honest.
Give her your single.
Yeah.
And sign it. Instead of going, you got to touch it, tell your mum you got to buy it.
I've got my mum's Mother's Day present all sorted out.
Good,
and
excellent.
We'll head out for a nice brunch and spend the day together.
Beautiful. Well, Sandra T, it's great catching up with you here. Thanks for your time here on the Bash Radio Show.
You.
We love your music. We'll
Thanks
keep
for
supporting it and keep sending us your tracks.
You're a legend. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support.
No worries. We'll talk to you soon.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Ciao.